Nicola Sturgeon is in trouble, and to set the scene, really, you have to go back to Mary Poppins. Now, when she was first elected, I seem to recall drawing a cartoon of her. I'll find it and post it on here. Drawing a cartoon of her as Mary Poppins, and Mary Poppins is a character that I think of when I think of Nicola Sturgeon. And I remember particularly the scene at the end of Mary Poppins where all the chimney sweeps dance out of the house and Mr. Banks is left on his own with Mary Poppins and the children, and they're going up the stairs, and Mr. Banks says, "Will you be good enough to explain this?" And she says, "First of all, I'd like to make one thing quite clear. I never explain anything." And this is rather what she's done to the SNP. She hasn't explained anything. She and her husband, the camper van, the unexplained money transfers, the alleged dodgy dealings which watered down the appeal of the SNP and queered the pitch of her successors, Swinney and Humza. Then she wafted down to ITN, not presumably by camper van or by umbrella, but by some other means, I don't know, some mystic means that are available to Nicola Sturgeon, not to ordinary humans. And she took the money from ITN, presumably for sitting at the desk and answering questions, but she didn't offer any apologies, in contrast to Rishi Sunak. I was talking to some people yesterday who were telling me that Rishi Sunak has been ringing round all the MPs who lost their seats and commiserating and explaining that he is sorry for what has happened to them. And I think that takes quite a big man, and that's quite an impressive demonstration of sort of public crucifixion. Rishi Sunak has been the fall guy for Liz Truss's stupidity. Has Liz Truss rung round to apologise to anybody? No, she hasn't picked up the phone. And Nicola Sturgeon similarly faces significant criticism. I don't think Liz Truss has faced much criticism. I don't think people actually expect her to do anything, just wave her hands around like some demented marionette. But she should have done something, because she's also responsible for that disaster. And Joanna Cherry, who's a prominent SNP MP who lost her seat, has called for Sturgeon to apologise for her role in the party's downfall. Cherry attributed the defeat to a combination of factors, including a lack of progress on independence and a perceived decline in the SNP's reputation for competent and ethical governance. But that all comes down to Nicola Sturgeon, doesn't it, and Campervan? And Sturgeon, who stepped down from her leadership role 15 months ago, her spirit, the ghost of Sturgeon, is still there. It's been implicated in the scandal involving her husband, the former SNP chief executive Peter Murrell, and the questionable financial activities that he has indulged in. And these issues have arguably tarnished the party's image, weakened its appeal among voters. And despite the pressure, Sturgeon appeared on ITV's election night coverage without any apology, without a clear explanation for her actions. Let me make one thing perfectly clear. I don't explain anything. Yeah, well, she's not Mary Poppins. She doesn't have the charisma of Julie Andrews. And she's going to lose even what charisma she's got if she continues acting like some sort of unvarnished wart. She needs to do penance, do public penance for the damage that she's caused her party and the country. And John Swinney, who succeeded Humza Yousaf as SNP leader, is now under pressure to address the party's strategic failures to regain support if he can. And the defeat has also triggered internal power struggles, with several ousted MPs, including Cherry, contemplating bids for Holyrood seats. What is that going to do to the balance in the SNP. The ongoing police investigation into SNP finances involving Sturgeon and Morell adds this sort of complexity to the party's current predicament. And people say, oh, it's not about the issue. It's not about the personalities. It's about the issues. It is about the personalities. The personalities dominate politics. Every time it's the personalities. Take Farage away and Reform UK collapses. Take Sunak away. We've done that, and the Conservative vote collapses. Take Liz Truss away, and everybody cheers with joy. But, what is the future for the Conservative Party? There is no one of charisma to lead it. It can be led by Suella Braverman or Kemi Badenoch or James Cleverly, but nobody will notice. Nobody will notice. These people lack the credibility. It could be led by Tom Tugendhat. I'm afraid, although I think he's significantly better placed to do the job than those other three, nobody will notice because they all lack charisma. It's very interesting when you look at the etymology of the word scheisse. It comes from the same word as the word eventually science. So these are people who literally do not know their own shit. They know nothing. They know nothing, and they do not know how to project anything other than a disused turd. And it is distressing that our politics has descended to something that won't flush away.